looking for this?
Welcome back to BoomShot. I'm Kel. This is Colby.
Yes, sir.
In Ahsoka episode 3. Not really sure what it's called. It's just episode 3, I guess, for right now. We just watched episode 3, and we are going to give you our thoughts on it starting now. So, the first question always is, what'd you think?
I loved it, man.
Yeah, I really did too.
I really, to me, this is Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is cinema, this is Star Wars. And I think it was well executed, man. We got some space whales, we got some space fights, space. I saw someone say this the other day. I think this is the first show, Star Wars, anything really, that the main character isn't human. I think it's cool to see that. I mean, I think to me that's why it feels so Star Wars.
Yeah.
And the droids are landing solid, quippy lines like droids do.
Yeah, definitely Chopper, dude. He had like one line in this, and he just cracks me up every time he utters something, dude.
I was laughing like every 5 minutes in this episode. And I think Ahsoka really, the Ahsoka came through in this episode.
Yes.
Rosario Dawson's delivery, the lines and everything. I felt it was like vintage Ahsoka in this episode.
We see that Ahsoka is training Sabine once again. We now know that she is confirmed not Force sensitive, which I think is a smart idea.
I think we're going to see her, maybe become or use the Force a little bit. Or even if she doesn't, I think we'll see how she can, use different strengths and skills she has to make up for it, because she's so good in this area. She can still fight against Sith or people that have the Force.
Yeah, I concur. I don't think that she is Force sensitive for sure. I know she's not. But the way that they're making it seem is that Ahsoka's kind of like hinting at, if you really train hard enough, you can somehow manipulate the Force in some way. Like, you can build muscles and lift more. Like, the more that you build these muscles, the more that you can do.
And she said that everyone has the Force.
Which is true.
Yeah, and because like our man in Rogue One,
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Yeah.
Yeah. So he channeled it. So I think we may see to some extent her use that type of Force.
Yeah, it would just completely change the game though, because then almost any character given enough time and training could potentially manipulate the Force in some way. Yeah, somebody who's like high skill, high level.
Yeah. You got, like you said, you got to work at it, and like Ahsoka said, you got to train really hard, and you could. Mm-hmm. I mean, even like a Jedi that has the Force, the more you train, the better you'll get with it. So
because that was like what Sabine was saying. She's like, I'm good with weapons, but it's the mind part that I have to get over. So maybe we'll get to see that, and then we also get to see a little bit more in this episode the plot of the show.
It really pushed it forward.
Yeah, it really did push it forward, but in a meaningful way, in an episode that wasn't boring. Like, it had a lot of action going on, but basically they go to the planet that they left off on, Ahsoka, Sabine, and Huyang, and they figure out that they're building some kind of giant hyperspace ring to possibly travel to another galaxy.
Yeah, it really did push the plot forward, and that's crazy is because I didn't even really think about that till you said it, because I was so involved in other things in the episode as well, where it wasn't just like all plot or no plot and filler. I think it was a good combination.
It had a lot of action, like almost half the episode was action. Whenever they finally get there, Ahsoka and Sabine engage 6 fighters in one of the best looking, I think, CGI sequences we've seen in Star Wars ever. Good. But we get to see even like Ahsoka go out in space, pull out her lightsabers, cut the ship in half. Like, I was like, oh! It was so sick. So like the giant hyperspace ring going to a different galaxy. Do you think Ezra's in a different galaxy right now?
Yeah, I feel like he's got to be. I mean, and Thrawn. That's the kind of the thing. Like, is Thrawn and Ezra separated from each other? Are they separated from each other, or like they kind of like in a galaxy somewhere, like still kind of competing, kind of like in Quantumania? It reminds me of when they go back. She's like, stay away from Kang. Mm-hmm. Like they go there and like Thrawn's like ruling another galaxy.
Dude,
and
that
Ezra's
would be
just
sick.
Trying to survive.
I think the assumption always was that Ezra went to some kind of unknown part of space, like in the galaxy they're currently in, and there was just no way that he was gonna, like, nobody was gonna be able to find him, just because you don't know. The Purgle are always on the move and whatever. Nobody knows where they go. But they confirmed this episode that Purgle can actually travel to different galaxies.
Yeah,
so,
and that's actually, I guess, the ancient way is how they knew the pathways.
The hyperspace lanes was because of the Purgle migration patterns, which is sick.
That is cool. I feel like that's very lore. It's cool to learn.
I feel like the creatures, like, and the things that we're seeing in the show are definitely tying into the lore more than any other Star Wars show we've seen, which once again makes it feel like Star Wars. And I don't think we can finish this talk without talking about the end with Balin's skull Dude, that was just sick. Like, they're on the planet that that Balin Skull and Morgan Elsbeth and Shin Hati have been on, scheming how they're going to find Thrawn. And, oh, man, it was just such a cold... The music on that scene was perfect, and he's like, hunt them down. He was like, hunt them down.
Yeah, they're on the planet or something.
Yeah.
That was sick, man. I mean, anytime he's on screen, I'm captivated.
Yeah.
And the music was perfect. And I feel like he has potential to be a light side user based on his previous comments. But, obviously I don't want, with his character and him passing away in real life, maybe Shin Hati could carry the torch. Because I feel like maybe there is potential for them to become, like, not really allies, but not so much with Morgan by the end of the season.
I agree with that, but also I feel like it's a trend lately that
thinking that too.
Most villains have been turning to the good side. Like, can't we just have a bad villain for once?
I was thinking that too, but I just really don't know if it's them, dude. I mean, I don't know. I think they're very complex, and I still think we'll see some of their backstory.
I was about to say, I think we need to see their motivation first, because right now we know that he's a Jedi Order survivor with an apprentice.
They're basically mercenaries.
Yeah, basically mercenaries trying to gain power. So, like, hopefully we get to see why he's on that journey, and maybe we figure out what their path will look like. But right now it feels like everything's pretty veiled.
Eventually we'll see his backstory some, and it'll add a lot to his character. Because right now, like you said, it's really keeping me intrigued. He's sprinkled in these episodes, and I want to know more.
Yeah, sprinkled in well, and very useful. You can tell he's in command, and I really do enjoy that. So
I think my closing thought would be that it hadn't even dawned on me that, like, the main cast, pretty much all of them are coming from animation.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's something very hard to pull off. And I haven't even really thought about it, which says something to how well they've done it. To me, they've made such a smooth transition that I haven't thought about, like, how hard it would be to make pretty much your whole cast, or at least your protagonist, transition them from animation to live action.
No doubt.
That's how smooth it's been.
Yeah, the show has been smooth, and I think it'll continue to be smooth. And I think Disney Plus might have a new best show. It might be my favorite show of the year if it continues on the way it's going. So, anyway, let us know what you guys think. Are you excited? Are you interested in where they're taking the show? And let us know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.